Hi, my name is Amber Burton and I'm an interpreter with Beaver Creek Conservation Area with Meewasin. Today, my co-interpreter Erica Meyer and I are celebrating Jane's Walk and invite you to experience the spring season and come with us on a nature walk to explore early signs of spring in this special conservation area. We are located on Treaty 6 territory, homeland of the Métis, and the traditional hunting and trade territories of the Dakota. Meewasin is a nonprofit organization that exists to ensure a healthy and vibrant river valley with a balance between human use and conservation for the benefit of current and future generations in Saskatoon area. Meewasin's conservation zone extends from Beaver Creek, where we are now, to north of the city of Saskatoon to Clark's Crossing, an area of 6,700 hectares.
Hi, my name is Erica Meyer and I'm also an interpreter at Beaver Creek Conservation Area. Now you might be wondering, what is a conservation area? Conservation is the protection of natural and cultural resources so they persist for future generations, both for us and for nature. Beaver Creek Conservation Area contains one of the few last uncultivated prairies in Saskatchewan and is home to an amazing diversity of plant, animal, and insect life, including rare, threatened, and species at risk. This time of year is full of colors we don't often see in the summertime when the trees have their green foliage. The golden rays of sunlight combined with the prairie plants coming back to life create a beautiful golden hue among the yellows, reds, and oranges left over from last autumn.
Now come along with us as we explore these and other signs of spring at Beaver Creek.
The earliest flower to bloom on the prairies is the beautiful prairie crocus, whose leaves and flowers are covered in silky hairs, which help to protect the plant from the cool and variable temperatures in the early springtime. Because of their growth in undisturbed grasslands, the appearance of the prairie crocus can indicate the health of the soil. The shape of the crocus flowers acts like a solar satellite dish, directing sunlight and warmth into the center of the flower, which is great for keeping pollinators warm. Keep your eyes peeled for pollinators on the crocus, as many bumblebees and other native solitary bees rely on these early spring bloomers to provide nectar. Please stay on the marked trails in order to protect sensitive habitat while visiting Beaver Creek. Many insects, plants, animals, and fungi make their homes in the understory, along the shore, in the creek, and off-trail altogether. Please respect the habitats of the creatures that make Beaver Creek their home by staying on the marked trails. Here we can see pocket gopher mounds. This underground rodent moves soil to the surface as they excavate their tunnels, leaving a pile of soil at the surface in order to plug the hole and protect themselves from predators. Pocket gophers' burrowing is extremely beneficial to their environment, and it helps to aerate and enhance the soil by moving minerals through different layers and keeping the soil porous to allow for water to trickle down to deeper prairie plant roots.
Beaver Creek is fed by a number of freshwater springs that bubble up from aquifers underground. Take a mindful moment and listen to the gentle trickle of these freshwater springs or to the growing flow of the creek waters as the ice begins to melt. Resident beavers are beginning to emerge from their winter lodges, and you can see signs of their spring activity from fresh beaver chews. During the warmer spring months, chickadees begin eating more insects and become secretive while looking for mates. Chickadees are naturally curious birds, which is why they will feed from your hand. To enjoy a chickadee experience, interpreters at Beaver Creek have black oiled sunflower seeds available by donation. Black oiled sunflower seeds contain a high oil content, making them a great energy source for birds. If you're bringing your own seed, please avoid bird seed mixes that contain millet or wheat, which chickadees do not eat. Millet and wheat can then be dropped into the conservation area, which can germinate into invasive plants not meant to grow here. Although your lunch and snacks might be tasty, please do not feed birds human food, as this can make them sick and does not provide the right nutrition for them. Choosing black oiled sunflower seeds is always best for these feathered friends.
Creeping juniper is a low-growing shrub which provides an array of colors to the prairie landscape in the springtime, with its reds, greens, and golds. It loves to grow in sunny spots with sandy soils, like the habitat here at Beaver Creek. In the late winter and early spring, deer forage for this plant when other food sources become scarce. By rubbing the needle-like leaves of creeping juniper, you can release the invigorating citrus-like aroma. The berries are also used in making gin.
Early spring is the perfect time to spot colorful lichens growing on tree bark and logs at Beaver Creek. Did you know that lichens are not plants? They're actually a beneficial relationship between two organisms, a fungus and an algae, or a fungus and cyanobacteria. In this mutualistic relationship, the fungus provides structure, minerals, and allows the algae or cyanobacteria to live on land. The algae or cyanobacteria then photosynthesizes using the sun's energy to make food for both organisms. Lichens are long-lived, with the oldest known lichen being over 8,000 years old. See how many different kinds of lichen you can find exploring along the trails. This golden time during early spring is impermanent and is captured by Robert Frost's poem, "Nothing Gold Can Stay." Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold, her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour. The leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes to day, nothing gold can stay.